Hi everybody, and welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. This is week 36 in the Margarete Miller Collage Weekly Planner. And it's all about fall weather, a quote, something that represents time, stars, something sharp, and the bonus is washi tape. I'm switching out the something sharp with washi tape. So, I want to thank everybody for joining in. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and you'll have some fun. I think you'll have some fun on my channel. Have some fun in the comments. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you for your ever continued support. I'll try to be really good because I just popped a lifesaver in my mouth. I think I'm going to take it out because it's really getting in my way. But this is my washi tape that I'm going to use. And I don't know. I'm trying to get, I've been away on vacation, so I'm a little discombobulated. But let's talk about fall weather. When I think of fall weather, the first thing I think about is it's apple picking time. And I think about all of the good, I'm going to cut while I'm jabbering. I just think about all the wonderful fall desserts, I don't know how I'm going to cut this, the apple crisps, and just all the yummy, the apple pies. I really wanted to make a collage. I can't cut a straight line to save my life. I wanted to make a collage. I had a really cool idea. And I just couldn't find, I looked and I looked and I looked. I wanted to still continue to do something with the apples. I knew I wanted to do apples for fall weather. Because, you know, your days, your sunny days, everybody likes to go apple picking. It's nice, beautiful, beautiful time of year. So this may not be like true fall weather, but I think it is because the fall weather produces you know, the fruit on trees. The fall weather changes the color of the leaves. I just wanted to take a little bit different route here. I didn't want to put, you know, all the fall colors on here that we're used to. In the fall, I mean, I have my fall colors here. I think of, you know, the woods, the deep woods, and all of the changing ground cover colors, things like that. So my premise behind this, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it work, is I want to, I think I'm going to leave this plain in white. And I think I have to, there's a lot of thinking in this collage here. A lot of thinking. I think I'm going to cut and start slow. I want to have these apples. I guess we'll do a little, I could do a little tutorial as I'm doing this, but I want to have these apples hanging over this branch right here. So I kind of have to see how I'm going to work this, because I don't want to cut too much away. And this I want behind, obviously, because I do not want, so I think I can continue to, I'm going to continue to cut the apple, okay? But I really struggled for this. So getting back, I think I kind of meandered away from my thought when I was talking to you. Let me just get this figured out, and then I'll finish telling you. Just remind me what I was talking about. I think I've already forgotten. So this is going to go here like that. I want the apples to hang over. This leaf here needs to be cut. So I think this is a good thing for y'all to see. So when you're doing your collage work, you can see what to cut, what not to cut, how to work with that. I think that's the hardest thing. I don't want to be over anxious in cutting stuff here. You can see how far you're going to want everything to come down. I'm going to cut a little bit more up here. So this comes down a little bit more over the gnome's house. Maybe just a little bit more. And it's funny, I think, how the fall weather really per se, people really don't talk about the fall. I don't think they really talk about the fall weather. I think the fall weather is really cool because, you can remember as a kid when you had children that you'd get up in the morning and it's freezing cold or cooler, and you never really knew how to dress to go to school, how to dress to go to work. You still don't for those that work. I think that's good. So you can see here how I just cut I didn't know how much of this to cut away. I just kind of cut around this. And I would love to have this tree trunk come down here, but unfortunately, it doesn't come down far enough. I could cut this away here, but I'm not going to. I do have something that will be going here on the side, so I'm just going to snip that there, and then I'm going to cut this straight line off so it kind of matches up with what I have here. And I can't even go back to talking about or finishing telling you a story because I don't remember what I was talking about. Good. And I think I'll be able to get this down. So I'm either going to have to take a little bit off the top of here. I don't want to take anything off the bottom. I'll take a little bit off of the top. And I'm going to mark that right here. And I have something else to put up here, and I'm going to have to be careful. I think I may have to change that up as well, because I'm liking this a lot. And I'll show you what I have to put up here. So maybe we can just get the whole background done. Okay, so let's get this. All right, so I have this like that, okay, with apples hanging out. Now, and I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut some of this out. For the stars, I pulled these my little vintage Denison stars out. However, I mean, I could use them, but I think it's kind of, I don't want to just, I don't think I want to use them, but I have them there. So when I thought of stars, I thought of Van Gogh's Starry Night. So I think what I might do is cut some of this out, and I'm going to add them, because I actually thought about adding this to the background here. I was going to have that up there like this. I'll show you. And I'm going to take my time on this one because I want you to learn the thought process. If you watch me on a regular basis, you know my thought process. But if you're new, and if you're new to collaging, I think this is a good opportunity to, you can think things out with me. So the other thing I could do is I could have this here like that over here, okay? Or I could still have part of the tree here, and I could cut this out maybe up here. Maybe I'll do that. I can still have the fruit hanging down, because over here on this side, I have Mama, who wants to send this apple pie over to this gnome. She made it special for this gnome. So if I put this here like this, this would be, this would be up. What do you think? What do you think I should do? You think it would be enough to see the stars? I could move that over a little bit. That would be like that. That would be like that. Or I could cut out some of this and I could have it going through, maybe. Going through the apples, the tree. Let's see how this all lines up here. I still like this because I want to put my, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this like this. And then because I want to put my quote over here. So I think I'll leave it like that. And then I can cut out some of Van Gogh's, let's do that, some of his Starry Night. And then I can put it around on the paper. And we will see how that works. I'll do that. And I'd like to get let's cut the swirls out here. I have to cut the whole thing anyways. All right. But again, I don't want to cover up so much of the tree. When we go to Cleveland, the hotel we stay in, they have a piano on display. It's an old vintage piano, and they've painted the whole thing as Van Gogh's Starry Night. And it's really cool. I'm going to put this down here a little bit, maybe. Maybe like that. I would cut this. That would blend down in there. I could have that up there. Okay. I'll leave this here because then I can make some, add some more stars if need be. And then I have this fun little guy down here, and he's in the forefront taking this all in, not really understanding what is going on. And then to create a little bit more surreal image, I found these two in one of my old magazines, and I think this guy I have to I've got to cut around him a little bit. Because I want him I want these two looking down to see the expression on this gnome's face. And basically it's like he has a lot of doubt in his mind. This also covers the time element. Come on there, girl. Let's go. This covers the time element. I think as well. Okay, got that. We have him here. And then we have her. So I think that'll be fun. And then I have a couple other little, I have my time element I'm going to add. And then I'm going to add my quote. So let's get some of this glued down. And I have my washi tape. I have my Van Gogh washi tape. So I think we can start here in getting this glued down. This little guy. And I'm going to have to cut him down a little bit. fold him over. So, I don't know if I said this in the beginning of my video, but I decided to wait on making this because I really, this one was a real stumbling block for me. I think I know what I was going to tell you. I knew I wanted to use the apples. I didn't want to just use the conventional fall leaves, trees, you know, the fall weather. I'm going to move that like that. I want this to come over just a little bit. I wanted to do something with apples. I knew that. And let's put this here. So I did want to use something sharp. And unfortunately, and I thought, oh, I'll have the perfect collage this week. It'll be really fun. I knew I wanted to use her with her apple pie, but I kept thinking I had a different image. In one of my older magazines, I kept thinking I had a vintage woman holding a pie like right out in front of you, and I had all these apples, and I was going to have the apples popping out of the pie. And for the sharp, I don't know about you when you were growing up, if you're my age, born in the late 50s, early 60s. We had ice cream in the house, but we very rarely had ice cream a la mode. And my mom baked apple pies all the time. I guess this will have to be good enough. Can't get it perfect. And I wanted to use sharp cheese in my collage, and I looked and looked and looked. I couldn't find anything. No sharp cheese, anything, anywhere. Because my mom, when she served her apple pie, she served it with a hunk of sharp cheese because she felt that something like that. She felt that the sharp cheese brought out the flavor even more of the apples. And that was going to be my sharp this week. Would have been the sharp cheese. And I can remember when my dad he'd get out his jackknife and he would grab an apple. We had 2 apple trees in our yard when I was growing up. He'd go out and pick an apple. We didn't have them for very long. My dad didn't take care of them like he should have. But when we had them, we enjoyed them. He'd get his jackknife and open it up, and he'd sit on the back porch, and he'd peel the apple, and he'd get his hunk of cheese, and he'd hand me a piece of apple and a piece of cheese. And that's how I grew up eating my apples and my apple pie. And this is down. This is down for the count. So what I'm going to do is, I think I will add some of the small, because again, I got gabbing, and I forgot to put that down. can put it over here like this, can't I? I can do that. So I was on vacation last week, and we stayed at a new house. The house that we stayed in for the last, I don't know, 12, 13 years. When I called this year to make reservations, I almost choked. They turned it over. The gentleman that used to rent it to us, he retired. He and his wife moved to Florida, so he got out of that business. And the woman that owns it, she's an older woman and wonderful lady. She turned it over. We went to Scarborough, Maine, and we've been going there. Oh my God, I can't tell you how many years. I mean, it's like almost 3 decades now. At least 30, well, as long as I've been married. 39 years we've been going there. And we rented this one particular house since my boys were probably 7 years old, 8 years old. And when COVID hit, of course, we didn't go anywhere. I'm going to just ink these up a little bit. And I'm going to use this dark blue. I'm going to use this chip sapphire. So when I called the luxury resort to rent it, I almost choked. It went up exponentially. And when she told me the price, I just laughed. It's up to $10,000 a week now. I'm like, what? I couldn't believe it. So I said, well, that's not happening. So we found a new house. It wasn't on the beach. So it had our vacation this time had a totally different feel. I don't know, I'm not going to say, it was nice to get away, but not being on the beach after all of these years, it was just different. So I don't know what we're going to do next year. We might have to find a whole new place. A whole new place to go. Okay, so there's my stars. That's my starry night. All right, so the next thing, we're going to put this down, and then I'm going to use my washi tape. Up along the side. Get that right here like this. I don't care if I leave a little white border. Okay, that's good. And then we're going to put some washi tape here. And I think I'm going to go with the gold. Just because we have the golds for autumn and fall. And this is kind of like a green gold. So we're going to get this down the side. I can get it. I think I bought this at the washi tape store. And I can't say that I'm really happy with it because I love the design in it because it's Van Gogh, and I am going to make a Van Gogh junk journal. I have all of this stuff. This is from Mrs. Cog's Crafts. And my saying is from Mrs. Cog's. I'll show you the saying I wanted to use. So here we are. So she's serving up these gnomes an apple pie. We're going to put her right here like this. There's her apple pie from her fresh apple tree. These two are looking to see the look on his face. And then my time, something that represents time. Well, I have all these magazines with these men in it for men's fashions and such. Do you think I could find one man that was modeling that didn't have his hands in his pockets or his sleeves all the way down on his blazer? I finally found a gentleman standing in a kitchen. I don't know if you can tell. That's a watch. That's a little tiny. I had to get a small watch. And this gnome is wearing a watch. I don't know if it's a Panerai. I don't know if it's a Rolex, a Timex, but he's sporting his watch and he's just checking this whole thing out. So, all right. And my saying, the saying I wanted to put in here, it was just too big, but it was a C.S. Lewis saying, and it would be perfect for this, but it was just huge. So these I ran off. These are Van Gogh. This is all Mrs. Coggs Crafts, but this is Van Gogh's quotes. And I thought I would put on here, I confess I do not know why, but looking at the stars always makes me dream. All right, so I found my quote. I did go with the C.S. Lewis quote because I just thought that kind of wrapped up the whole synopsis here of this surreal collage. It says, if I find in myself desires which nothing in this world can satisfy, the only logical explanation is that I was made for another world. So I just thought that kind of, because there's definitely two worlds coming together, and especially with the use of Van Gogh, his artwork, and so on and so forth. So that is my collage this week. I think it's fun. Again, it's something different, and I just love how all of these little images here are interacting with each other. So if you liked and enjoyed this video and you liked my instructions and somewhat tutorial, my whole thought process, give me a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your comments, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.